Everybody, welcome back. Doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. Potential trigger warning, potential frustration warning. I don't know. I've been talking a bit with some people lately and myself, and I have to. A lot of different thumbnails I had, ideas I had for this. I'm frustrated, frustration boils, that sort of thing. We're gonna dive into some of this stuff that's recently happened. I know I've had quite a bit of these, and I typically don't like to do these unless it's really sort of, I don't know, needed or justified. So I guess tell me if you think it is or not. If you're new to the channel, check out the Discord link in the description below. We typically like to try to do build type videos or, you know, efficiency type videos. But right now, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in here, specifically some nerfing that just seems to be like, why am I going to invest? That's the question, right? All right, so let's get to it. Hammer down like buttons, notification bells, all that stuff.
Bring me WolverThor!
So on, what is this, 315-ish, 317-ish? So a few days ago, we had a maintenance. I didn't, you know, honestly, I looked at this a little bit, and I saw this, and it's the #1 item here. Now, the trigger warning is for anybody who is not a Black Widow or has not played Black Widow and just hates Black Widow. You might be triggered by something I potentially or not potentially say. So I saw this fix. It specifically reads, an issue where the damage of Black Widow's skill, Widow Sting, double shot, not applying normally, will be fixed. So what's double shot? Double shot is that fan of knives that goes out twice, if you're not familiar. It is a staple in the Black Widow build since soft launch. And this is where the frustration comes from. Since soft launch, this has been a staple in her kit. So when I saw this, oh, not applying normally. You know what I thought when I read it? Oh, you know what? Sometimes I don't hit with this ability. It can be hard to hit. I wonder if there was maybe a bug. All right, they're gonna fix it. Well, that's not what happened. That's not what it was. After, oh, what is it? 6 to 9 months, they've realized, oh, this ability that all these widows are using actually is hitting too hard. Trigger for anybody not a Black Widow, because you hate getting hit by it, and it can 1 to 2 shot you if it's like, if it crits right, and there's a status effect on you. So that's what it was. So I was playing PvP this week going, man, what is going on? I am losing matches I'm not used to losing. Like, I can't figure out what is happening here. And a couple days in, I was talking to some folks and they were going, oh yeah, double shot got nerfed. I'm like, I'm sorry? Black Widow got nerfed again? So this is really where my frustration comes in with the game. Now, I'm going to tie this to the game in general, mind you. So if you're triggered by the Black Widow frustration within me, and that's, look, I'm a human just like anybody else. This is the character that I played, that I invested in, that I've picked a particular path because, and this is part of that path because of how much of a staple this is. I'm like, oh, because of how good this ability is, I'm going to use this all over the place. Sometimes even in PvE content, I'm going to go down this route. And it's, I liked it better for PvP because like concentrated fire is a direct thing. You've got snipe and direct concentrated fire, which is like, you know, pretty easy to get out of, frankly. But double shot was a little bit harder to get out of, but there were some problems with it. Like I said, it's short range and she jumps back. So they nerfed it. And I was kind of like, I would, now granted the Captain Marvel nerf was big. The Spider-Man nerf was annoying and decently sized, but Widow got a nerf at the same time. I think Widow has been the most nerfed character in this game. And I finally am to the point where I'm just like, I think I'm done with this. Like I can't keep doing this. Like Iron Man has not been touched the entire time, I don't think. Maybe correct me in the comments below. But I am like pretty sure that I'm gonna lean into switching to him. I don't know for sure yet. But what I don't know. So I don't understand. This is a thing. This video is going to go a million different directions. I sort of apologize, but not really. I just want to share with you guys. So I've had conversations with a lot of people where it's kind of like, what is this game doing? Where are they at? And, you know, a lot of the things that I typically will say is, you know what, this could be sort of a true launch. It's still sort of a soft launch. It is a test launch. It's a launch where they need players to do all these things so they can try to get their game right. Now, having said that, you want players to stick around, right? So at least on a mega flight, the activity has just plummeted. Alliances are falling apart. Even our alliance, I think for the first time we had to like actually publicly look for people because we just don't have players because people aren't sticking around. They're frustrated with the game. So it's kind of gotten to this point where and I've seen other alliances merge, some of it out of competition and frustration, some of it out of necessity. And I'm going, okay, the metrics this can't just be on Mega Flight. I know some people in some top end alliances on other servers who we normally compete with in Alliance War. A bunch of their people have left. So I don't get why they do stuff like this. Nerfing things is a typically bad idea. This is not a new thing to gaming. This has been around for a long time. It's been a long time. It's not even a gaming thing. You give somebody something and they have said something and then you take it away, those people don't like that. Now, if they never have it or they don't know any difference, or if you give it to them and you go to other people, hey, you get some stuff too, the people who had that also aren't as mad. It's like, oh, okay, other people are getting stuff now that I had, that's fine. But if you take it away from them, they get mad. So I'm now at the point where I'm just thinking about honestly re-rolling Iron Man. I have Midgardia. I sort of started laying off nanoing because I wasn't sure exactly where I wanted to take my gear. You can see I'm not crazy strong here, but I just don't know how much I can lean. Like status effect accuracy, I don't love that on Widow either, but it does serve some purpose. I know Iron Man's got, I think, a bleed, so maybe that's okay, but it's like, all right, so is that, I mean, like, guard damage, ugh. Like, I didn't mind that on Widow, but I don't know. I mean, I actually have a Rise to the East, I think, that I might be able to use. Guard damage decrease, this is actually pretty good for Iron Man, frankly, so I could probably keep that, but, you know, this one, it's not terrible, but it's not good either. But I also just got these, which I was really excited about. I mean, that's a big fat no. What are these? All Eyes of Osiris? Yeah, it looks like it. There's a Rise to the East. It's got all gauge on it. All gauge and age. I mean, those are all, you know, terrible. I mean, maybe I try to, no, see, that's two bad stats already. Oh, that's steampunk. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering, do I want to lean into this at all? Maybe I do. I got another couple pieces on there. I'm wondering, what are you guys doing with this? You know, this one, I don't know. There's no crit, anything on that. I mean, maybe that's okay. I gotta ask my Iron Man friends a little bit. That one, you know, maybe if I get the defense pierce on it, it might be okay on the fifth one. But so yeah, I'm frustrated. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm to this point where, you know, I've even shared with Netmarble a bit. I'm like, I don't understand what you guys are doing. Like, you know, I just don't understand it. I like the foundation of this game. I like competing with people. I like that we've got Alliance Raid coming if it's done right. This invasion, this Magneto invasion, it piqued people's interest again for sure. Now, the part that I'd say is frustrating to people is you can see, like, I finally got one badge. Where's it at? So this is the best badge I got, and it is an awesome badge. Okay, mind you, the whole time, so I got decent rolls on it, crit damage decrease and a defense. I was like, okay, that's awesome. Now if I go to Iron Man, dude, I think this can roll some, it doesn't show. Okay, I was wondering. I think this can also roll guard damage decrease. With flyers, you typically need a bit more of that. But I didn't get these cores until the final roll. They were either, I got I think a yellow and a blue, a yellow and a green, a double yellow, a yellow and a red, and then it rolled into the double green, which was, you typically want double green, green red, or double red, something like that. My suggestion to Netmarble is make a blue core that's actually legitimate, decent for all classes, and make a yellow one that's decent. I would recommend cooldown, Maybe some stam recovery, you know, blue cooldown recovery, yellow stam recovery. Make a core that has that. You know what? And then cores become less of an issue. People won't, give people flexibility where they don't feel if they go down this long path that it's like, great, now I did this thing and it's garbage. Super. Because then people will be hesitant to go down said path. And again, I don't know the metrics. I'm sure they've got metrics that say no, FOMO, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so this invasion was awesome. Now, again, I played around with some of these, ended up not really using them. If you see it on 3, that's not a real build I have. I mean, maybe that's, now see, it's got a blue, you know what I mean? And maybe if I built it up, you know, this one, again, great on Widow. It would have been great, you know, but it's what am I supposed to do with it now? You know, it's like 3 all gauge and a stand. I'm like, all right. So, and maybe I lean into that. I don't know. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just like, all right, let's lean to that. This is the one I typically had where I needed the cooldown. Well, this one doesn't have cooldown. It's got a bunch of alts. So I'm like, but you know, based on what I'm seeing and talking to some widows out there, I've seen some gameplay where they basically just dodge and run or hit and run, which is that caused a lot of the Spider-Men to end up quitting because they just didn't like that gameplay. And frankly, I don't love it either. I'm not looking to drag out an interaction, at least in Dimension Duel, for, you know, a full 2 minutes or minute or whatever. But maybe that's the way I need to do it, and then not care about cooldown decrease, because you know what? I'm gonna have my cooldowns are gonna be back up by the time I come back to hit you anyway. I'm gonna hit you, I'm gonna run, I'm gonna hit you, I'm gonna run. I mean, but like, is that fun? Like, is that in the, I don't know. So, memorable, I don't understand. Again, this is coming from a specific, the catalyst here had to do with the Widow change. I get why they didn't put in the actual text that it was a decrease in damage, because people would have immediately noticed it and freaked out. I didn't notice it until I felt something different, and then someone specifically told me through some testing that I guess they were doing that it was different. So I don't know. I don't, and you know, frankly, this is another part of this is I find this I wouldn't mind, let me say it differently. I wouldn't mind stuff like this if it was easy to change, but it's not. Like I just went through the gear, you know, I went through all that gear. I was like, can I roll over to Iron Man easily here? Maybe, you know, and then, you know, looking at the cards, I mean, maybe it's okay, but it's just, it's so hard to get, that's PvE, but looking at PvP, you know, like, all right, that's okay. And I could easily change the, you know, or not easily, but you know, I could re-roll that. That's good all the way around for sure, you know, and then just change that to an Iron Man stat. Similar, you know, I got these cards that, you know, okay, you know, maybe, here's a cooldown one. You know, I think those are pretty universal PvP wise. I'd probably have to definitely equip that one with them just to help decrease some guard damage. But, yeah, I mean, that hurt. So that's the problem a bit, is that it's not easy. It's not easy to re-roll and get to a certain point. So I don't know. Am I just, you think that the game's on the right track and that, you know, these moves make sense? I keep saying, I don't mind adjustments in the game to make it properly balanced. One, I technically think you bring stuff up as opposed to bring stuff down. Two, if you're gonna nerf something, give that character's ability to say, hey, look, we're nerfing this. Just be upfront, like, hey, this is not working as intended, or it's not balanced how we want it in the game. So we have to change this. But what we're gonna do is, because we recognize that you picked a path and it's been 9 months since this ability's been in the game. This is not something that's recently changed. You could see people one-shotting in soft launch with double shot. Since it's been like that forever, you know what, we're gonna allow you to, like, here to re-roll the gear a bit. You know, we're gonna give you 1 re-roll per each stat. I don't know, something, or like, here's a free transition to a new set of gear or something. Not giving you gear, but, or maybe, I don't know. I just do, if you want people to deal with your nerfing and changing as you figure the game out, you need to give them stuff to keep them around. I'm still playing, but I just, ugh, geez Louise. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, so I wanted to share this. I want to know what you guys think. Widows out there, you know, what are you doing? I know some of you are switching to concentrated fire. What else are you doing? Are you switching tunes? I'm heavily considering just going to Iron Man because he's the one that just never seems to get nerfed. I thought about Captain America too with Midgardia, but I don't know if a 1.3 to 1.5 Captain America is really going to do a whole lot. So, but, you know, maybe I could lean into the Midgardia a bit harder and nano it and just bring him up higher. So I don't know. Let me know. Hammer down like button, notification bell, subscribe, all that sort of thing. Until next time, I still hope everybody has a wonderful day.